Excellent!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Paul's Hardware. This is Probing Paul, episode number 5. That's my Q&A segment that I do every month, and this is the one for June. I actually skipped May because I was at Computex, so sorry if I missed you. I have questions going back to the last episode, though, which was Probing Paul number 4. There it is. There's actually all the Probing Pauls, going back to the first one, and of course the origination of Probing Paul, when Kyle first uttered those words, unyoked. Anyway, I'm just going to dive right into it and get to the first question, which is from Chevy Monsenhor. First of all, I'm a big fan of your channel, Paul. You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you. Thank you very much. My question is, I got an ASRock B85 with a Xeon E3 1220 V3 CPU running and a GTX 970. Was thinking of putting a 240 or 250 gig SSD in the machine. Is it worth it? How can I make my 2 terabyte hard drive work together with it? He's never used an SSD before. Great choice to go with an SSD. I definitely think you should, given the specs of the rest of your machine. You'll find it really improves the responsiveness, and you should have a good time with it. 240 or 250 gig you can get for a really reasonable price right now, like 40 to 60 bucks, depending on where you're looking. About 20 cents per gigabyte, though, is what you would want to go for. And I would definitely take a look at 580 gig or 512 gig drives as well, because those are also coming way down in price. I would just take the new SSD, unplug your old drive, put the new SSD in, do a fresh install of Windows on that, get it all set up, then reconnect your old hard drive, pull stuff off of it that you want to save, and then format your old drive, and then just set it up as additional storage on your machine. Next question from Zereniacs. Are you more excited for augmented reality or virtual reality advancements? I would say definitely kind of both. Augmented reality seems pretty cool, and that's actually one that I haven't really tried yet. But even on top of both of those, I was reading an article the other day. It was from Wired, so I'll show it to you. I'll link this in the description too, but this is about a company called Magic Leap, and they're working with mixed reality. So they have a special lens that they're developing and stuff, and I guess they're getting a lot of investment money right now. But it seems like a pretty cool thing, mixed reality, because it's like taking augmented reality to the next level. And look at that fancy thing that dude's looking into. That's pretty cool. Anyway, mixed reality is like, if you think of augmented reality as like you're looking at a table and your headset or your goggles can like draw things on top of that. Mixed reality is actually, it knows that there's a table there, not just as a flat surface, but it knows what's like the layout of the entire room is, so it can like put stuff behind the table and like draw stuff around things. So you can have much more sort of mixture between what's really around you and stuff that can go on top of that. So definitely augmented reality seems pretty cool. Mixed reality, I think, even more so. I'm definitely still like just kind of getting my feet wet with VR though, so I'm still pretty excited about that too. It's all around very exciting. But thank you for the question. Next up is Tech Showdown. Thank you for another question. Do you still enjoy making tech videos the same way you did when you first started, or has some of the fun faded? I would say 98%. I think I still enjoy it just as much as I used to. There's continually new challenges for me, like making videos as compared to what I used to do when I was working like for a company on a team versus now making them on my own, like where I do pretty much everything except for I do have an editor now who's helping me out. That's probably the most tedious thing for me, is the editing. It takes a while to kind of go from vision to reality. So yeah, that part is probably among my lesser favorite parts. I just wish I had more time to do it. But everything else, like, I still really enjoy. Like, I mean, being able to work with all the awesome technology and being able to use the computers that I build to actually do my work and edit videos and all that kind of stuff. It's all very much a lot of fun. So yeah, I still like it. Next question from Kane Wolf. Do you even lift, bro? I need to know how you look so sexy. Thank you, Kane Wolf, for your... I appreciate that you're appreciating, you know, what I got going on here. No, I don't lift. Actually, I'm probably being in shape is probably what's getting the least amount of attention when it comes to the stuff that I spend my time on. Like benchmarking has been taking up most of my time just recently. I need to like pull a Go Team J thing or something like that, and like, you know, just start doing some new workout activity that I can track and get me into better shape, because it's definitely really easy doing what I do to just end up sitting out here working or filming or that kind of thing and just completely forget about like, oh yeah, I should actually like walk around or like, go to the park or that kind of thing. Walking the dogs does definitely help with that. But yeah, I'm gonna get in better shape very soon. Very soon, I promise. Gabriel has the next question. He says, awesome video, Paul. Love your work. Thank you. Questions. Upgrading Arctic Panther for the CPU. Would I go for the new Intel Broadwell-E or the new AMD Zen FX? Or for the GPU, same kind of question. NVIDIA Pascal GPUs or AMD Polaris GPUs based on all the hype and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, since Arctic Panther kind of represents the epitome of my enthusiast tech on my channel, will I stick with what I got or kind of go the other route? Well, I will say this, Gabriel, because I got the Polaris GPU right here. I got the 480. Just started working with that. Also, of course, at least when we're talking GPUs, we got the 1080. When it comes to the Arctic Panther, this is a $200 GPU. This is a $600 or $700 plus GPU, depending on how you look at it. Right now, I would go with this. If AMD comes out with their Vega GPUs that are going to have like HBM2 and all that kind of stuff, it'd probably be a much more different kind of story. So right now, I would go with the 1080. In the near future, who knows if it's later this year. I don't know when I'm actually going to do this rebuild, but hopefully sooner rather than later. I do already have my motherboard lined up, though, right here. Asus X99 Deluxe 2, which I think is a suitable successor since Arctic Panther uses the X99 Deluxe. This one has RGB LEDs, of course, and some really cool other features as well, so I will be using that. And then for the CPU, since it's an X99 board, 6950X is the obvious go-to choice. I am fortunate enough to have a 6950X, and I definitely am looking into getting at least one more Broadwell-E processor. So it'll kind of depend how that plays out, but obviously if I have that motherboard, I'll go with a Broadwell-E processor. Again, if Zen comes out, which I really want it to, that would totally change things up, but for now, that's what I would go with. Thank you for the question, though. DVZN Media asks, Paul, being that you've worked with a lot of tech and a wide variety of companies, is there one product you haven't had a chance to get your hands on that I really want to try? Kind of going back to the last question, Zen, like the Zen CPUs, are probably the thing that I'm most interested in trying out, just because I kind of already know what's going on the Intel side, and the Zen CPUs have a huge potential to first hopefully infuse some more competition into the marketplace, but also just for the future of like DIY desktop socketed CPUs and that kind of thing in the future. Like, it's a really important launch, so I'm super interested in getting my hands on it. Granted, that's not out yet, so other than that, I mean, like I have, like I already showed you that I got the 1080 and I got the RX 480 and 6950X and stuff, so I'm very lucky to fortunately have access to a lot of the really high-end stuff that I would definitely be interested in checking out if I wasn't already. I would say, though, apart from that, since it is still tech and related to what I do, higher-end cameras is something that I'm definitely, like, I kind of am getting to know cameras better, and just checking out some of the really high-end ones. Like, these are Blackmagics. There's the Ursa and the Ursa Mini, which each cost $3 or $5 grand, depending which one you go with. Red, of course, also, if you're going more towards professional level, although still, I was about to say reasonably priced. They're very expensive, but for professional cameras, they're very reasonably priced. But yeah, checking out some of those, that would be super sweet, I would say. Maybe I'll hit up Brandon, and I'll do an internship with him at Linus Media Group, and just be his, like, I'll be his gaffer, or his, wait, is it a gaffer or grip? Shoot, I always get those mixed up. Anyway, next question is from Dizzy Kipper, and Dizzy Kipper asks, can you do more content on capture cards, what to look for in a card and all that kind of thing, as well as the software? Very good question, and since this is from 2 months ago when I did my last Probing Paul, you probably were not aware that I was going to post this video, which is on the Razer Ripsaw USB 3 capture card, which I reviewed, and I have also been using since then. It's actually plugged in right there. Although I'm not using it to capture what you're seeing right now. I'm using Blackmagic for that. But yeah, Razer Ripsaw is a very nice card. Granted, they're all like 170, 180-ish bucks, but it's external USB 3, cuts way down on the latency, so like kind of what you see is what you get. There's a little bit of lag, so but you can use it like, I can use it to directly control like a computer, even though I'm just watching the capture screen on like OBS or something like that, which is pretty nice. There's also the Elgato Game Capture HD 60S, which I don't have, but I might be trying out. I actually need to follow up with them, which is kind of my bad. But I've been busy lately. There's lots of graphics cards coming out and that kind of thing. As far as software, OBS, definitely OBS Studio is a really cool one that I use, and I will maybe do a video on. I'm still kind of getting to know it myself, so there's that. And then, of course, there's XSplit, which is a very nice piece of software. You do got to pay for the good one, though, for the broadcaster. Thank you for the question, though. The Monoturner asks, Paul, what inspired you and Kyle to start Awesome Hardware? He shows up late to the party and maybe missed the story of the inception. I don't think we have a really, good inception story, but Awesome Hardware we have now done 127 videos of, so that I think that would actually mean 66. Yeah, we just did episode 66. I should look at the episode number, Paul. That would make sense. Yeah, we've just done our 66th episode of Awesome Hardware. They keep getting more views. People seem to like them. It's sort of inception. Well, I definitely have to give credit to Linus, because he's the one who started the WAN show and kind of was the first person to start doing the live tech show thing. So definitely, I mean, we tried not to rip him off entirely, but it's hard to when you're like, we're going to do a live tech show. We try to differentiate ours a little bit, though. Of course, we have the alcohol drinking, which we just said that will make it more fun for us. But yeah, we try to have fun, and it came about because we wanted to have a place where we could talk more broadly about lots of different tech topics, since there's so many things that happen each given week, and we can only really cover one of the two of them if we're doing dedicated videos, like as far as reviews or that kind of thing. And then the other reason was just to have more interaction with fans, because we've got the live streams and the feeds going, and we do look at chat from time to time. Occasionally we read chat and we answer it and stuff, so that's a great reason that we do it as well. Okay, I think we just got... thank you for that question as well. 16VV asks, hey, Paul, if I send you a plate of Norwegian chocolate, it's supposed to be some of the best in the world. Would you and Kyle give it a score in an episode of Awesome Hardware? I can hypothetically send you some Norwegian brewed beer as well to try, called... What is this? Atna. This is like a Norwegian symbol. It means empty set to me. So this is Atna Empty Set L is the type of beer. If we want to try it out and give it a score or rate them. 16VV, if that is how your name is pronounced, yes, absolutely. If you want to send Norwegian chocolate or beer, send it right here, Paul's Hardware, P.O. Box 4325, Diamond Bar, California, 91765, and we will gladly try it out, provided, that you're on the up and up and everything, which I have to assume you are, being Norwegian. But anyway, guys, that's all for this episode of Probing Paul. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. Leave me more questions down in the question section down below, because I had such good ones last time. I didn't even end up reaching out to Twitter or anything this time, so sorry, people on Twitter. Maybe next time. I will be back with another one of these next month, and of course I've got tons of awesome new tech videos, like that MSI GTX 1070 there, two-way SLI video coming out this weekend. Of course, the RX 480 at an indeterminate point in the future, which you can probably figure out if you read the internet, and even more 1080 stuff coming as well. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.